So today is going to be a special edition of the After Party podcast because we're going to talk esports. We have a Twitch channel. We're technically professional esports athletes.
We are, yeah.
We get paid to stream just absolute disasters of Rocket League because I'm mostly shit at that game, but it's really fun.
Yeah, we're doing that today, right?
Are we?
Let's do it.
Are we doing it today?
Yeah.
God, I got a lot of stuff to do.
Unbelievable.
Man, my
Sick
schedule's
brag.
falling
I'm glad
apart.
you have
I'm
so much to
professional
do.
esports
You're
athlete.
so
You are.
It's the life of an esports athlete, man.
Yeah.
I got to go home and practice my kick flips and stuff on Rocket League, my aerial goals. But Ashley's with us, and Ashley also goes by the screen name, nickname, whatever, MiDNiTE, correct?
Yeah. Thanks, guys, first of all, for having me. Listened to a lot of you guys during the Vikings season. And
That is the right answer.
This is perfect timing, and you guys seem genuinely super interested in
We are.
what we got
Yeah.
going on here. So yeah, I'm Ashley, and I'm happy to be here.
So you're from the Minnesota RØKKR.
Yep.
RØKKR.
Yep, Minnesota RØKKR, RØKKR. I'm actually from Minnesota my whole life too.
Where?
I grew up in Prior Lake, so shout out to the Lakers, I guess. We so when I heard that the Wilfs and the Minnesota Vikings were kind of coming into the Call of Duty League, it got announced. I was instantly like, holy shit, like I have to ping them and see what's going on. Like,
Sure.
I was just trying to see how are they really coming into this and how can I fit into it? And so far it's been a great fit. So.
Awesome. So this is a Call of Duty exclusive league though, right?
Yep. So the Call of Duty League is starting this year officially. The official franchise, region-based teams are starting for the first time, and it's a pretty big deal for the Call of Duty scene. I've been in it for 10 years now and following competitively, and I don't play it competitively, just more casual, kind of probably like you guys with Rocket League. You go on there, you try really hard, maybe you try to be competitive, but
you're average at best.
I'm slightly above average on my best day.
Okay.
So I was never a pro player, but I did a lot of content stuff and was making a lot of videos. I live streamed on Twitch, like you guys
cool.
are saying. It's a really cool community thing. So yeah, I love the COD community. I've been in it for a long time. I feel like everybody knows
That's an unfortunate
Call of Duty.
name though. The COD
Yeah,
community.
it sounds
COD
like a
community.
fishing
Yeah.
group.
That's dicey.
We love fish.
Yeah.
No, but it's great to kind of be a part of this and see it grow from when I started doing YouTube and following this thing in 2010. And then seeing where it is now, there's this whole big league. They're putting up a lot of money. You got serious owners coming in, and it's been really cool.
When you see some of these teams that play this professionally, are there 2 or 3 people where you watch me like, oh my God? I mean, it's like watching Daniil Hunter play football. You're like, holy shit, they're really good at this.
Yeah, so I mean, when you're watching, obviously when you're watching NFL players play against other NFL players, the skill gap is so small, right? There's those small moments that are actually happening that are really defining the difference in skill. But when you watch some of these guys' Twitch streams, right, and you like one of our pro players, Silly, when he goes into pubs, it's just a massacre. He's just
So
top
much
of the
better
lobby.
than everybody else.
And too, I've been on the other end of that, so I'll be in a lobby. Like I said, on my best day, I'm slightly above average, and I see a pro player come in, and it's like playing they just know where to be. They know the flow of the game better. I mean, it's kind of similar to regular sports. The speed is almost different, and their aim is insane, and they know how to position themselves and do the right stuff.
So I am way awful at this game. I'm terrible. I played it all through middle school and high school, and have taken breaks. But I'm back on it because the latest one is awesome. Modern Warfare, I think it's called.
Yep.
For players who are familiar with the basic game, team deathmatch, etc., what is different from what players play online to now this competitive Call of Duty League?
Right, yeah. So I think everybody knows Call of Duty. I mean, it's one of the biggest entertainment releases that happens every year.
It's a $1 billion release every year for Activision.
Yeah, it really is. It's massive. And so, obviously we want to try to bridge that gap. Okay, if you're just a casual guy who gets home from work and plays COD, how do you start to get that deeper interest in esports? And so the game modes specifically, they play Hardpoint, which I think everyone's familiar with at this point. It's one of the more competitive ones because it's kind of like a King of the Hill that's rotating throughout the map, and there's a lot of they're playing for spawns, and it's really interesting once you start to really understand what the teams are playing for. And then there's Domination. Everybody knows Domination.
Right.
That's a staple. And then Search and Destroy, I think, is the most exciting game mode on Call of Duty. It's one of my favorites. It's that one round. You have one life. You got to plant the bomb. You're working with your team. If you guys have heard of CSGO, that's one of the larger esports as well. It's pretty similar to that, but just more Call of Duty, and it adds a layer of strategy, you know, because there will be teams that are, you know, maybe they're really good at slaying out and they're really good at those respawn game modes and hardpoint and domination, but when you pull over to search, it's more like, okay, really strategic, play slower, play smarter, and that's when you really start to see some cool plays happen.
All right, so let's walk through this for a second because I'm a video game generation guy. I was born in 1980, so I grew up on Nintendo, went through Sega, Genesis, Super Nintendo, all that stuff, right? Video games have been in my life the entire time I've been alive. Still a gamer, and like I just mentioned, I play Rocket League. And Rocket League is the first game that I've truly now started to understand esports because even when esports was starting to come up and get bigger, I go, I love video games, but I don't want to watch other people play video games. I want to play video games. Like, I don't get these kids just sitting there watching Twitch or watching other people. I don't understand it. Like, I felt like I was getting like quickly into old man vibe.
Yeah, like you were like, what?
Like, I don't understand why you would watch esports. Just play the game yourself, damn it. But now, to your point about being like an average Call of Duty player, but then watching the best in the world and having your mind blown, Rocket League is the first time where I've loved the game so much. And I'm like, hey, I'm getting kind of good. And then I watch the best players in the world on YouTube play Rocket League, and I'm like, what the hell is that? Like, how are they possibly capable of having the hand-eye coordination to do what that guy just did or that gal just did? I don't understand it. So now I'm saying to myself, why am I sitting here for an hour watching YouTube videos? Like I'm questioning, like, holy cow, like I'm in the vortex and I didn't even know it. I'm watching videos on how to get better. I'm watching World Championship highlights. Like, I'm getting it. So now, like, in the last couple of months, I've said, if there was like a Rocket League World Championship at Target Center, would I go watch it? And I'm thinking to myself, I think I would. Just out of like morbid curiosity. I would be very curious what that is like now. And a year ago, I would definitely have said, no chance. I ain't going to watch Rocket League. I'm not watching esports, period. I get that the kids like it. I don't get it. 12 months later, I get it. Like, I get loving a game, and it's like anything. I'm a poker fan, right? I love my favorite TV event of the year is the World Series of Poker. It's just guys playing cards. I'm not playing cards. So I get the idea of if you love something, why not watch the best of the world in the world do it? So really, esports is just a digital version of that. It's instead of going to watch a basketball game, it's just, I love Call of Duty. Okay, well then why not watch how many teams are there in this league?
There's 12 teams.
So why not watch the 12 best teams in the world square off on Twitch or in person, right? I mean, there's so many ways now you can attach yourself to esports.